Hi everybody. For this week I just wanted to give you a few tips about collecting your Tiger data and getting it all into one file in StatCrunch. The first thing is that in the game, when you tell it to get game data, it's just going to take you to this page. This has everybody's data, and this has a lot of people from our class, but it can include people from other places as well. So you can see everybody's data is in here. If I want to find my data, this is where it helps if I remember the player name I put in. So I put mine in under Nancy. So I'm just going to put Nancy in the search bar here under player name, and then it shows me my data. So these are all mine right here, and I even have some down here where I put my name in as Nancy R. So I'm going to take these three files and put them together in StatCrunch, combine them as one file. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you go all the way over to the right side of this, over here it has CSV, HTML, and XML. And before, in the previous assignment where you were just looking at the data, I had you pull it up as HTML. If you do it that way though, it's a lot harder to copy it into StatCrunch. So for this, probably the easiest way is to click where it says CSV. If you click that, it's going to give you a file to download. You don't actually have to download it. You can just open it. And unless your computer doesn't have Excel, it's going to actually open it in Excel, and that's fine. So for this first one, I'm going to highlight this whole thing, including the column headings, and I'm going to do a right click and copy it. And then I'm going to go to StatCrunch, and I already went out and opened StatCrunch. So in StatCrunch here, I'm just going to click on Open StatCrunch so that it opens a blank data editor for me. Now what I want to do is I want to get those column headings copied up here into this top row so that they're not down here in the actual data rows. I want them to be up here instead of the var1, var2, and so on. So I'm going to highlight up here, and then I'm going to do, and this one won't do a right click right here, so I'm just going to do a Control V to tell it to paste. Now the other thing I can do is I can click on Data and Load, and I can say from paste, and then I can do my right click here and I can do paste. So either way that should work. I'm going to go back here and just click up here, and I'm just going to do a Control V just to make this faster. Okay, so that pasted my column headings into this top row above the data. It pasted my data in here. Now if you can't get that to work, you can always just type your column headings in up here if you can't get it to paste it in there right. If you end up with a row in your data that has those column headings, go ahead and delete it, because it's really going to mess things up if you have that in there. If you need to delete a row, just go over here to the left and click on it so that it's highlighted in pink, and then you can go Edit, Rows, and Delete, and it'll ask you if you want to delete the row that you selected, so it's the pink row that it's talking about. If you click on Compute, then it'll delete that row. So if you need to delete something, that's how you do it. Now I want to go back and get my other data set. My next one was from Mission 2. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click on CSV over here. Then I'm going to click on Open. Now this time I'm just going to highlight the data. I don't need the column headings this time, so I'm not going to highlight those. So I'm just highlighting the data, and I'm doing copy, and then I'm going back to StatCrunch right here in the next blank row, and I'm going to do Control V so that it will paste. Okay, then I had one more file, so same thing, I'm going to click the CSV, click on Open. I'm going to highlight just the data, and I can either do a right click and copy, or I just did a Control C. And then I'm going to go over here and do a Control V so that it will paste. So now I have my data in here, and obviously you're going to have a lot more since you were supposed to collect at least 40 tigers. But this is just a quick thing to show you how to do this. Now probably before you do anything else, you should save your data set. Because if you do all this work and then you exit out of this without saving it, then you just have to do it all over again. So to save this, you want to go to Data and Save. Give it a file name so that you'll know what it is. And then just save it. So now that's going to be in your own My Data folder.